I'll get to it. I just did the rest of them out real fast. So there's only 2 additions.
I'll read off it.
No, looking over my shoulder.
All right, man, we are set to proceed, sir.
If you don't mind.
All right, I'd like to ask everybody to remember in their prayers one of our residents who recently passed away, Joy Ward, and open the meeting with a moment of silence followed by the pledge of allegiance.
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
This meeting of the Mayor and Borough Council is called pursuant to the provisions of the Open Public Meeting Law. Notice this meeting is sent to the press on December 20, 2021. Due to COVID executive orders, this meeting is offered to be held remotely and in public participation online Zoom advertisement. Meeting ID 998-3326-1382. Roll call. Councilman Mosley? Here. Councilman Cradle?
Here.
Councilman Murray? Here. Councilman Rosshausen? Here. Councilman Fennell?
Here.
Mayor Hampshire?
Here.
We have a forum, sir. We'd like to open up for public comments.
Yes.
Okay. Anybody in the public present in person that would like to make a comment or ask a question?
So you want OEM now or at the
I would
end?
say let's wait for the report portion of that just in case. So nobody in person here, correct? Okay, hold on one second. We do have more people coming on here. Okay, we opened up to the public comment portion of our agenda. So anybody, we've opened up to people in person. There hasn't been any questions or comments for anybody in person. At this portion, we're going to open up to anybody virtually. Is anybody on the Zoom that would like to make a comment or ask a question? Going once, going twice. No other public comments. Do I have a motion to close public comments? Mosley and Murray, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Seeing none, public comment is closed at this portion. Thank you very much. We'll move on to the resolutions portion of the agenda. We do have a consent agenda, and I will ask state that there are 2 resolutions that are added as consent. As walk-on. And I'll just note that they are resolution 63 and 64. 63 was opposing the New Jersey Turnpike and Garden State Parkway rate increase, and 64 is memorializing our 2021 shared service agreement with Ocean County Fire Inspection, and that just makes sure that we're memorializing all of our checklist items and notices sent out to all of our residences who are renting to make sure that they have the proper inspections and notifications. We have done that, and this is a resolution as a walk-in because we got the request by the county on Thursday asking if we've done that and to ensure we get a resolution. So use the resolution as a walk-in real fast. We are consistent and compliant. So, all of those resolutions, we have resolution 53, which is appointing George Retzler as Commissioner of the South Central River Sewage Authority. 54.
Was that? Yeah.
Keep it up, wise guys. I'm gonna have to turn myself into a recall man later on when I get home.
Is he a resident here?
Does he know? Is that a question for discussion, or do you want me to proceed? I wasn't sure. I'm sorry.
Speaks first.
54 is approving council minutes of January 10th. 55 is authorizing fiscal year 22 shared service agreement with Ocean County Prosecutor's Office for the Fatal Accident Support Team. 56 is authorizing a lien redemption. 57 is authorizing a shared service agreement with Ocean County Prosecutor's Office for the Move Over Law Enforcement Program. 58 is approving the coin toss for Manitou Park Volunteer Fire Company on May 7th and October 22nd, along with the rain dates. 59 is authorizing an agreement with Borough South Central and Unilogic for municipal management software in amount not to exceed $10,000. This is, so just to let you know, this is a replacement from our Gov pilot right now. It's going to increase to the same amount, but this software allows a database where we can control a better back end, so we can ensure that we have our applications and procedures and more monitoring on our end. So it's more of a functionality aspect, which is more resources for us to handle as a borough, which is great for the saving costs. So, 60 is approving the transfer resolution. 63 is opposing the 63 and 64 are the walk-ons that we mentioned prior. Any questions or comments for the resolutions as presented? Okay. Any requests to remove them or consider separately? Okay. Seeing none, do I have a motion to approve as presented? Thank you very much for the enthusiasm. All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Seeing none, motion is approved. We have the resolution, we have the bill list portion of the agenda. Please take a look at your bill list.
Are there copies available for the public?
I don't know, we got one, but not the other.
Anybody else need more?
Ooh, I'll take one.
If you have an extra one.
Just charge him $5.
I don't want too close. Charge it too.
Any questions from the council or public?
No, I have a question. Good question. Okay. 2906? A lot of repairs on that.
Yes.
Is that an older one?
No, it's a 2017 Explorer.
Wow.
Yeah, it's just been, it's out of warranty, it's, we discussed some vehicle stuff earlier today in the police committee meeting, it's just hurting right now.
Thanks. And Joe, question, have you gotten, has Ocean computer bills for anything that they did over the rec building? Yeah,
Ocean Computer for the rec building? Not that I know of.
for the television installations with that grant?
No, I'll double check on that, but I don't believe so. Well, they billed essentially for the cost of the TVs, and then I believe there was some install, but I don't believe it's the completion of it.
Right,
It
it's
was
not
partial.
100% finished, there's a couple minor things that they need to do.
Yeah, partial payments, but not full completion, no.
Okay. And I think we bought the TVs, didn't we?
I'm sorry?
We bought the TVs. They didn't supply the TVs, did they?
We bought one.
Right, and then the other one was donated, and we never got a third one yet.
Correct, yes.
Okay.
Or one week. Yeah, 1 week and 1 day, I guess, yeah. Not, yeah,
I'll be one day.
Any other questions, Council? You're very good. Is there a motion to approve the bills? All in favor? Any opposed? Seeing none, bills are paid. We'll move on to committee reports. Mr. Kevin, you want to give your report from there?
Knock them up front. Easy exercise.
The meeting ends at 9 o'clock.
Hey, done. Evening, everybody. Kevin McCormack, OEM coordinator. Some good news. Got an email from the new coordinator from the CERT at the state. He's very happy with our work. We've put in 1,800 hours this year. He did have a question. The hours were a little bit different than he had. He totaled, but he was totaling actual job hours, not individual. I showed him where we are 160 hours less than what he thought. So he's happy with it. We're just going to put in, it's up to the form where we take the how many people actually work. So we got that all worked out. He's going to work on some more equipment for us. We're short 10 bags. And it's not our fault. It's just during training periods, they weren't available. So he's got like 10 different departments that are going to get them once they're in. The county did lose 3 CERT teams. One was Manchester, that was a big one. Beechwood and Berkeley are done. So that's why they're doing all this, to see what they do have in case they're a major event they know they can rely on. But they had a lot of praise for South Tom River. They're happy with us. Any questions for me? Okay, thank you, Don.
Kevin.
Yep.
Chief Dodge, do a report?
Yeah, I've done it. Nothing, be quiet.
Councilman Cradle?
Yeah, a few things. Gave you all copies of my report. I just want to touch on a couple of things. Negotiation committee, we met with Public Works this week, and we pretty much got the contract close to being hammered out totally. I expect it to be fully hammered out within the next week or so. And as far as on the recycling committee, then the recycling coordinators meeting on last Friday, as we get prepared for our yearly municipal tonnage grant report to the state and 2021 report to the county. And I had opportunity to speak with Mayor Hanshaw and Administrator Kostecki regarding, had a couple questions regarding recycling tonnage. We were able to talk about that. Attended an emergency management meeting this evening on Zoom. And this past Monday, I was invited to participate in the Martin Luther King celebration, Second Baptist Church here in South Columbus River. That's it.
Thank you. Councilwoman Mosley?
I attended the rabies clinic a week and a day ago. And we did have a police committee meeting today. A couple things. Chief let us know that he was in contact with the sheriff and in reference to the LPR camera. It's going to be expedited. What else? We finally got our 13 junk cars out from back there. We discussed having getting a temporary crossing guard due to the fact that Ruthie is still in recovery. And we're not sure when she'll be back, if she comes back, you know. we may need to hire another crossing guard, even if it's temporarily. I can discuss about the other officer. We talked about the other officer possibly.
Yep.
We discussed another officer possibly looking for a lateral transfer. So that's something we have to discuss. We had 13 out of 16 of our PD dealing with COVID. Just about everybody's, good to go.
We're about on the mend, yeah, we have two out still, but they're going to be slow recovering. So.
A couple of things about when we have our budget discussions. CEDs or the tasers. The department wants us to look into purchasing those units when we talked about our capital. And we talked about new firearms. Something else that the chief, I'm sure, will go into detail, give us more detail on. But he did, tell us that they were lighter. They held more rounds, the grips were smaller. So it's something else we need to look at and review when we're looking at the budget. And I had emailed the chief an article that I saw several months ago about having a volunteer mental health worker doing ride-alongs with them to kind of de-escalate situations. And they have a volunteer, Dr. Peters, is going to come and do a ride-along. They're working on that, sort of a crisis response team. Also, when we're speaking on the budget, looking into a third vehicle, and the chief can go into detail on that. And also, I guess for all of us too, we have to do negotiations, yes?
Yes.
Because in your contract
Yeah,
is,
a little over a year.
it's a little over a year. So, that was it for the police committee report. I will send this out in the email, but we just had the meeting today. And that's all I have.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Councilman Murray. Negotiating committee, like Oscar touched on, we had a meeting back with the PDW and the clinic, the vaccination. I was at that. Very much for the committee.
Thank you.
We had our land use board reorg meeting. I was there. I attended the vaccine clinic. We also had the rabies clinic. I was there. Yes, I did. Yes. Neighborhood watch meeting we had tonight. As Councilman Mosley said, we had a police committee meeting. She explained it in detail. She's also, the only thing she didn't say was that we voted her in as chairwoman.
I see why.
Huh?
I said, I see why now. Okay.
So she's our spokesperson too. Let's see, and that's all I have.
At least she gets it in the Reader's Digest, right?
Thank you.
Well, all I've got is our baseball team looking for sponsors once again. I attended the Gold Works contract issue, and this is a police committee, and that's all I did.
I have a question. When you mentioned the baseball, I got the email that you sent,
Right.
and I wasn't sure if we could do this. Can we actually sponsor as council? If some of us decided to get together and
Yeah,
sponsor?
we can put it together and have pockets, yes.
Yes,
Yes.
okay, because that's when talking to Sam, a suggestion I thought would be good, we could, those that want to. And as council, we can sponsor,
Sure, kids a little love, you know, so.
yeah. I mean, there are kids, so.
Also, we do have some money in our CARES Act fund that we started for any kids that might not be able to afford. Looks like
Oh, okay.
it's at the last $1 million.
It's a scholarship.
We had it this established a committee, George was on it, and Councilman Taylor, I guess we're going to need to establish 2 more members.
I'll be willing to do it.
Pending the special election.
Yeah, I'll be willing to do it.
Myself too as well.
Yeah.
But we did raise up quite a bit of money at the last youth day. They're selling water and drinks, and we charge admission for $5 a day for the rides, and all used for that purpose. For any of the kids that want to attend, whether it be summer camp or baseball, league or something like that, you just don't have the funds. How do we help them?
That's great.
Okay, myself, I also attended the Land Board meeting, our reorg meeting. We have our vaccine clinic, all 3 vaccines were available, plus the booster. I thought that went pretty well. We had over 55 people, I think, showed up. We had a meeting with a municipal roundtable meeting with the Safe Barnegat Bay and Clean Ocean Action. We're going over the work the surveys they've been doing with the pollution in the Toms River and the Barnegat Bay and different samples that they've been taking and getting some results back from that. Also attended the OEM meeting. I had a meeting actually this morning with the JCP&L to try to get to the bottom of this electric for this pole to set up our surveillance camera, which we've been working on for a year. Finally, we got a hold of it and we got the ball going. I also had a monthly meeting with the chief of police and discussed pretty much the same things they do with discussing with the police committee. Also, we had a meeting with Suez Water, and just want to let everybody know that they've been acquired by a different company, so they're going to be changing their name, but I can't remember the name. They're changing to it right off the top of my head. I forgot to write it down. But they didn't want anybody to get excited and find out, who are these people coming with these different trucks I don't recognize. And so Suez Water's been bought out by a different company. They're going to be changing their name. I can't remember the name of what it is now. Everything's been approved by the Board of Utilities. There's going to be no rate changes. Everything is pretty much all going to stay the same. And actually, they're even creating a couple of different funds for giving out to different people that are unable to pay their bills. And they're actually adding more funds into the different programs that are available for people who are having trouble paying their utility bills. And that's pretty much all I have to report. Thank you.
Well, we have no old business. We have the new business essentially is a report from our tax collector. So you can see the tax collection rate, we are down in tax collection rate significantly, and we were down about 13% in revenue. So it's something to be concerned about as well as to be aware.
I have some new business. I want to make a couple of appointments. I want to appoint Sandy Ruas and Anna Corazzo to the Recreation Commission and Tanya Mosley as alternate.
Thank you. The company that bought Suez is called Veolia. Google knows everything. Veolia.
Yeah.
Throw me the water.
Budweiser does so.
That'll be red wine.
The principal
Is that right? Is that the one company?
We do have executive session topics to talk about. I don't anticipate any action after that, but I'm not sure if you want to adjourn just in case. So, one's based on an ordinance. It's to discuss the cannabis ordinance, and then another aspect is to talk about redevelopment. So, I don't anticipate
an introduction of an ordinance. But, so I'll leave that to the rest of the government.
So, we have a motion to adjourn.
Motion for executive session and then your decision whether or not you want to adjourn or not.
I got a motion here.
All right, so executive session, resolution 62, authorizes the extension for attorney-client privilege. All right, motion, do you have a second?
Murray.
All in favor? Aye. All right, we're in executive session. Do you want to adjourn?
Yes.
Murray.
Do you anticipate any business that's going to have to be discussed?
It's already been first and second, sir.
I don't anticipate,
I didn't approve it.
It don't matter.
I don't anticipate an introduction of an ordinance. I think it's based on more discussion.
You said that 3 times.
So,
No more business, ladies and gentlemen. When did you get here?
One question now,
10 minutes
with
ago.
the water company being bought out, is the new water company going to be responsible for repairing what water is dug up on Main Road?
they're a utility authority, just like anybody else. Their responsibility is to transfer.
Just to make sure. So just like we're not digging up old dirt again.
It's not the borough's responsibility, it will always be the utility authority.
Do they?
Yes.
Not if all have the sewage authority.
Motion to adjourn at the same time. The guy
Don't
first.
blame me.
Aye, all in
I mean, if you
favor?
want to start doing water, we can do it.
We're used to being on camera. You heard the Giants were playing tonight.